up to your expectations. Neither are you here to live up to mine. Yeah. I don't want no one knowing that none of your obligations because you got daddy issues. No, I don't think your government is fine. They suck, they suck, they suck, they suck, and I am. Good morning, everybody. We're gonna talk about Atlantis today, unless y'all stop me. Atlantis! I am. I want to talk about the gods. I am. Which are just the aliens. I am. Ooh, I gotta change my background picture. Hang on. I'm not ready by any stretch of the imagination. Let me share it. Don't want to estimate my abilities. Already shared. Don't defecate on my planet. Yeah. I'm Peter Tosh. Don't believe my authority. It's time you recognize your own authority and your qualities. Leave me the hell alone. I said I am. Oh, we're having issues this morning, people. I am. I said I am. Ooh, bad window. We had all kinds of issues this morning. Bad window. I've never seen that error before. Let's delete this and restart this. At the video. Learn to love your neighbor, your brother. You got to just sing for a bit. You got to covet your neighbors, yeah. The view from the city. Oh, it's always been pretty. It is full of iniquity, cause y'all didn't listen to Gilgamesh, God, Jesus, Muhammad, and Shiva, Quetzalcoatl, and all of the rest of the gods. Oh, I got a question. I am. I like that saying that behind every good man is a good woman. That's true. That is true. But also, behind every dumb thing a man or a fallen angel has done has also been for a woman. That is also true. All right, let me turn this down. Copyright something. I am the son of Moses. You cannot fool me. I am Kenyatta. You cannot fool Roar Kenyatta. Because he doesn't trust none of y'all. He doesn't trust none of the monkeys on the hybrid planet. It's just an experiment. Please don't take it too seriously. Except the flood. You gotta take the flood seriously. I kind of think, all right, there we go. That should be fixed. I kind of think that if you were a species that the gods keep spanking, like I think you should probably pay attention to that. If you are a species that the gods from all the different civilizations say, hey, listen, we're gonna flood you. Hey, keep it up. What is coming? All right, for the live comments, that should pop up. Let's see if that works out. We'll talk about the gods, Atlantis, the Atlans, Sumerian text. Unless y'all stop me, we're gonna go down that road. I think there are way too many similarities between your gods. There are way too many similarities between the stories. Boy, this is jacked up. I might need to buy me some new equipment. It's just jacked up this morning. It's gonna take a bit to get started. I might play something in the background while we're waiting this thing to get going. But I froze. Dang it, I look frozen on the damn thing. Good morning. Ooh, yes, the Sumerian text. Okay, it's coming in. Just gotta give it a minute. You know. You get a little older, you gotta give it a minute. You know, sometimes you got to take a pill or two, a little Viagra, give it a minute, turn it, you know. Just watching the ball game. Hey, you know, listen, you know, take my ear or something. Give it a minute. That's not me. No, brother, it's not me. No. I run from women. No, I understand how all this works. There we go. The head and ass working. That's a woman laughing. I don't even know who that is. That's a woman. I know that. Why? Because they know. They know behind every good man is a good woman. Sometimes it's a wife, girlfriend, mama, somebody, scallywag, 9-piece, something like that. And behind every stupid thing a man has done, or a fallen angel, a demon, it's also been for women. There's something about women. There's something about them. They just, they're a problem on this planet. There we go. There we go. All right, looks like we're coming back. Ooh, I didn't post something. Hey, I didn't post that. Oops, sorry. It's been a crazy morning. Oh, no, it has not been. It has not been a crazy. Do y'all know what happened to me yesterday? You might have to hold this up for a minute. Oh, my goodness gracious. Lord have mercy. It is 2020. It is 2020. It's 2020. I got to tell you what happened to me yesterday in the pony. Oh, my God. All right, I got to post this real quick. What is it? I find, okay, that's the woman stuff. Yeah. I find that to be the woman like when I post about woman stuff. Except for when I talk about breast milk. They don't like that too much. But I will say this. I was in the grocery colonizer store this morning, and I posted a picture. Did you know that they got all kind of breastica synthetic milk? They got all kind of flavors now. When I grew up, my kids had infant milk. That's it. They had infant milk. That was the flavor. Now they got all kind of raspberry, blueberries, and all kind of synthetic, not saving grandmama, feed your baby food. I was like, where you getting that from? What did you have, a synthetic cow somewhere pumping out synthetic milk? You feed a lot of pineapples that day and the breast milk come out pineapples? Anyway, that's not saving grandmama. If y'all understand what I'm saying, don't do that. How to pick your doctor. How to pick your medical professional. Please, oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't say. That's gonna get me in trouble. That's gonna get me in trouble. But I will say this, just make sure that they got the shot records. Make sure that they got the shot records. You need to check with your doctor, your nurses, your proctologists, and all of the foot doctor, podiatrists, all of those things. Make sure they got their shot records, just like how you pick a dog. Make sure they got their Rockefeller shot record. Yes, I am pro shot record. I think doctors and medical professionals should have collars, and they'd all should say we are proponents of the Rockefeller medicine system while we at work. At home, we tell our families the truth. Anyway, all right, I find it true that let me think. I find the truth that you know what? I'm gonna post that later. No, I can't do that. That doesn't work, does it? When you get to save on draft, it's like putting it in Chris Christie booty hole. Chris Christie. I still can't get over this Chris Christie thing. I can't get over it. He beat it off. My brother sent me a thing this morning. I think I'm gonna throw my phone away. You know, I think it was Jesse Ventura who said that he doesn't own a cell phone. I might throw this thing out. The family don't want to reach out and touch you. They want to reach out and abuse you. He's telling me some secret. The secret of making it through the pandemic is knowing that every store has carcinogen Purell behind the register if you ask him. Something like that. He didn't say carcinogen. I was just like, bruh, you know you damn near 47 or something. Christie about 82, and now I'm not gonna say nothing else because that's gonna get me in trouble. He's just not the healthiest man on the planet. He beat the hell out of it, okay? Donald Trump. I should have hit him with Donald Trump, shouldn't I? That's what I should have said. Isn't Donald like 72? I think he's 72, somewhere around there. And he beat it too. I was just like, man, maybe, just maybe, if Corpus Christi and Aloysius Trump can beat the hell out of this thing, and you say that they will weak and they're this and that, and then they mama this, that, and the other, then maybe you could beat it too. Maybe, just maybe. Plus, you're supposed to not be another but God himself. I need to talk about God this morning. And don't you run away, Kati. I saw you come in earlier. Kati from Germany. Kati. She always getting thrown off of Facebook. She's making fun of y'all religions. That woman has about 8 profiles because she gets. I think that you have to take everything with a grain of salt. That's what I don't. I keep changing my mind. I can change my mind. Hold on. Actually, I gotta change my background. I gotta remember to do it. It's a weird morning. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm just running my mouth right now. It's a weird one. When you don't know nothing is true and you got a lying government, everybody keep voting for a lying, colonizing, non-government corporation of a fake government system that lies to you about everything. Don't tell you nothing true. Y'all know what a salt lick is? You know how that saying goes that you gotta take everything with a grain of salt? You don't take everything with a grain of salt. If you got a line A government that lie about everything Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you got to take everything with a salt, flat lick of salt. You have to lick all of this salt. Don't take it too serious. Do not get lost in the dogma. They hide everything from you. That's why the Vatican got 10 miles worth of holy books that you are not allowed to read, because you might actually find some holiness in the aliens. That's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to talk about the Sumerians, Atlantis, because the Aztecs came from Atlan, and Muslim, Christianity, Judaism, Hindu, Buddha, and that might take us back to the Adam and Eve declassified documents, which I think wraps it all up. And Gilgamesh. All right. I'm not gonna post that. I'm not gonna post that. I didn't got in people's heads enough this morning. I got in people's heads enough this morning. Sometimes you just gotta get in people's heads and see what they think. Which I'm upset with everybody from yesterday. You know why I'm upset with y'all? I'm upset with everybody who's on the panel yesterday. Because you ask these people ahead of time, you try to put a schedule together, like, listen, y'all, look, how about y'all do a panel? I'm so sick of looking at myself, talking to myself, dumb stuff. You know, why don't y'all get out there and say that? I don't even want to do nothing. I don't want to go on. No, I got to wash my hair. I'm in the shower. I got something else to do. My mama coming over. I got to do this. You know, but then just spur of the moment, my computer crapped out yesterday like it's crapping out right now. And they jump on, it's probably the best panel we'd ever done. It was almost the best panel. If y'all didn't watch yesterday, you should watch yesterday. You know how I know it was good? It was awesome. It was awesome. I sat back and watched the whole thing. It was awesome. Now I know it's awesome because they deleted it from YouTube. That's how I know it's awesome. All right, let me change the title. Let me get YouTube. Let's get going. Let's get going. Little G God. What's the title of this? Oh, Little G God issue. Oh, like daddy issues. Yes. 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 That's what I was thinking about. You know how like maladjusted people, they always say, you got daddy issues. You got mommy issues because your daddy ain't around. I think it's something to that. Not only do I think it's something to that, I think we got that as a species. Didn't somebody say they was going to leave nor forsake us and we feel like they left and forsake? Doesn't it seem like that? Everybody got daddy issues. No, we don't have daddy issues. We have Gotti issues. That's what we have. We have Gotti issues. But I don't think that they left. I don't think that they left. I think the angels and demons and the gods and the whites, I think they're all still here. I think they're still here, but we got daddy issues, and that like transfers the government. You see where I'm coming with this? To the nanny state. And so you got 15 million people that already done voted for the Fifth Reich, and we still don't even know all the dirt the Fourth Reich did. All right, here we go. All right, boom, boom, that's there. Let me bring in YouTube and we'll get going. Woo! How's everybody doing this? Oh, yesterday. Oh my goodness, was yesterday crazy. 2020, we need to go ahead and get our money back. Put that thing back in the bag, baby. Put it back in the bag. Yesterday, what happened? What happened? So I was doing a scarecrow and I decided I was going to do a different scarecrow, but I already had the straw. Lots of straw. Had it in a nice big tarp. Decided I wasn't going to do the scarecrow, did a different type of scarecrow, and I had what I'm going to do with all this straw. And I was thinking, oh no, that didn't work out. That did well. Hang on, YouTube, that didn't work. So I figured, I'm used to having a truck. I'm not used to having one of these SUV things, but I need an all-terrain vehicle because there's 15 million people out there voting for the Fifth Reich, and I might need to off-road here shortly. I might need to get the hell out of Dodge, and I cannot do that in a big, massive van. I used to drive a van. And I would just throw the bag of, you know, whatever it is. Whatever, you just throw it in the back. You got a van, throw it in the back. You don't have to see a pickup truck. You have to cover it and go through all of that. With a van, I didn't have to do that. So I grabbed that tarp with straw in it that's been out there for about 4 months. And I just grabbed it, threw it in the back of the pony. So, all right, let's go home. Go on, heading home from the plantation. You know, I got about halfway home. I got about halfway home and I'm hearing this. Now I'm just hearing something. I'm not. There ain't nothing in that bag. I'm what is that noise? The hell? I was thinking I was hitting bumps or something. I thought it was maybe because I had the windows down. So I put the windows up. And I heard this. Oh Lord. It's something in that hay, isn't it? It's something. I know it's something in the hay. Cause only me. Cause you know what? You know how like you're having a good day, well, not really a good day, but nothing gone wrong. And you just know that that's not the type of day that you it's not the type of day that you have. People just think I lie all the time. That's why I post pictures and videos to show people how crazy stuff only happens to me. I heard this. I turned around, I could have swore I saw a tail or something. I said, what the f? You, what? I'm trying to drive the car, listening. And I looked around, I saw a little tail that went down between, because the seat was laid down in the back to get the big tarp with the hay all in there, big old bundle of hay. And then something ran down through the seat. And I was thinking, okay, well, maybe, maybe it did. You could have been a mouse. Yeah, I guess it could have been. It's possible, Out at the slave plantation, they got mice too. A lot of farmers out there and stuff. So maybe, one mouse got in and then or something else. Turn around, I saw the bag move and said, wait a minute, well, if one just left and it's another, oh Lord, there's about two. And I was thinking, maybe it's not a mouse. Maybe it's a rabbit. Maybe it's a velociraptor. Maybe some snakes in there too. Only me. Damn it. So I finally got home. I figured I might die because it ain't gonna happen to me. I'm not the one. Listen, I'll fight a grizzly bear if I got to. But you take a mouse and throw that in my seat while I'm driving, we all dying. Somebody else better be driving. We all gonna die. I'ma scream. Ah! And the whole time you do it, you're being stupid, like, I'm gonna die. And this mouse can't even hurt me. However, it just jumped on me out of nowhere. Maybe that's like that ancient memory of diseases and stuff that mice give us. Only me. So that's what happened. Let me see, what's wrong with YouTube? Is YouTube on? YouTube is on. Being blocked over there? So that was yesterday's adventure. But I think my day was going too good. Nothing really Alfred Hitchcock happened to me. It didn't feel like a day in 2020. Not too much went wrong. So yeah, it was probably fitting that I got about 6 mice running around in my car. I made it to work though. I did make it to work. All right. I never had that happen. But it actually makes perfectly good sense, because if anybody on this planet actually gonna have some damn mice running around in their car while they trying to drive to work, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. That's just how the gods get down with me. Anyway, come on everybody, how y'all doing? Outside of my crazy life, I think we're ready to go. I'm not sure. I don't see anything on YouTube, which got me a little slightly concerned. If somebody's on YouTube, say hi, say bye, say you crazy as hell, I ain't watching this. Say I got more important things to do in life than watch and listen to the crazy stuff that happens to you. I don't see anything on YouTube, so I'm not even sure if it's working. Anyway, good morning, Christine and Courtney and Robin. We'll be following this story that broke yesterday on True News. They are often the first of many stories. Ooh, Robin already trying to say, no, we're not doing Atlantis today. I am not going to let him do no Atlantis. I don't have all the details yet, but I suspect True News will be following this closely. I like True News. I do like True News. They're truer than all the other news on regular TV. They're a little too little Chrissy-ness to me. I like Christ. I believe in Christ, and I believe he taught the right things. But Christians, y'all got to pull up a little bit. A little conservatism, but I like them because they're not on that, hey, conservatism is behind the Republicans all the time. No, so they'll come for the Republicans. So I like True News. I don't think so. They were the only ones to report this yesterday. New Hillary emails were sent to a Middle East media outlet and released. Ooh, let's remember Pompeo was going to release them in the U.S. My question is, why were they released there first, and by whom? Oh, well, you know what, Rob, is because there's no, how was I saying, there's no honor among thieves. That's why. Thieves all turn on each other. Thieves all turn on each other eventually. You don't have to worry about that, Robin. They always gonna come for each other. And the other thing on that one, Robin, is if anybody on this planet, any damn way, still thinks that this is a person who should be running something, or anybody she knows, or anybody. If anybody still believes in power, I don't really understand how your brain works. I have no idea how your brain works. You're supposed to take everything with a salt flat of salts. They're all liars. They're all luring liars. So that doesn't surprise me anything. Yes, please follow that, Robin. Now let me know what's going on. Because that applies to a lot of things. That applies to something. Who I listened to this morning? think his name is Ted Cruz. It might be Ted. Was it Ted Cruz? Who was talking about, I guess, one of the campaign issues right now is the judge. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. And apparently one side doesn't like the judge for a certain set of unchristian, unconstitutional reasons. And the other side don't like the judge for another set of unchristian, unconstitutional reasons. And one of the issues came up. So we can look at that if y'all want to look at that. He talked for 5 minutes on the judge panel. The Democrats didn't want to go because, well, I think 2 of them went, but the rest didn't want to go because they thought they might catch the flu. It was about felons. Whether or not felons could vote. Whether or not felons could, what y'all think? Can felons vote? Should felons vote? A felon. What is a felon? Maybe that's the first question. Because it's the 15th Amendment that says if you break a crime, you break a law. You can't vote. Robin, I'm okay with felons voting. You know why? And it doesn't really matter what the felon did, because most federal laws are unconstitutional and illegal to begin with. So first of all, these people aren't felons. So if we're talking about constitutional felonies, you'd be letting most people out of prison. That's number one. Number two, it's the society that made them. The society turned on them 27 warrior genes that got them doing violent things, bad things. And three, how in the world can a war criminal say that a baby criminal, somebody that only killed one person, somebody who did some things because they were born in the wrong place, a poor community, and got them warrior genes turned on, how in the hell can you say that a war criminal can make a law or write an amendment to say that a person that killed one person can't? But don't get me lying. I don't know if it was Ted Cruz. I don't know your colonizers and your criminals. I don't know any of your war criminals that work for the United States Incorporated, which is a complete unconstitutional invasion crime to begin with, just to be an employee of the United States Incorporated. That is not the Republic. Where are the patriots at? Where are the patriots? We need more patriots and a lot less patriots. Anyway, good morning. Hey, there we go, Jennifer Boda. No, that's Jennifer Peterson. Got it going. All right. How's it going today? It's going good, Jennifer. It's a slow start. It's raining. It's a slow start. Love your show, kiddo. Thank you. Keep up the good talk. I'm trying, Jennifer. It's not me. It's usually these people. They send me crazy stuff. And they got me thinking about Atlantis and all the religions this morning. That's what I want to talk about, Jennifer. But I think they're trying to get me to politics. He's a dope boy. We all know it. Oh, yes, he is a dope boy. He's cuddly, isn't he, Courtney Coco? And Chris, he's cuddly. He's cuddly. Chris Christie has a what? Oh, I don't think I can say that. I can't say that one, Lori. All right, Ish is okay, honey bunny. All right, salt flats. Yes, that's what they are. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Diane. Good morning. Happy Friday, Freedom Friday. Ain't nobody free. I don't watch people who have me blocked. Who's got you blocked, Patricia Hauser? Somebody yesterday blocked Patricia Hauser. Why y'all block Patricia Hauser? It's because she got that Michelle Obama thing that going on. She do that. Just that. Let Patricia Hauser be Patricia. Y'all don't block her. She kind of funny. She's kind of funny. Every now and then she'll drop me a little inbox. That's the one that I get locked on with you, Patricia. She always got that Michelle Obama ding-a-ling thing going on. To me, it's funny. I don't know Michelle Obama. I ain't got nothing against her. I love the sister. I ain't got nothing against her. If I were her, I'd be her. See, now you gotta be careful. Now I'm gonna get deleted. All right, stop. Oh, something else happened. Something else happened in Monkey World. Something about Twitter and Facebook. Well, that's what they were talking about. Ted Cruz. No, it wasn't Ted Cruz. It was another one of them. It was talking about how the election is being subverted right now by social media platforms. That's another one. That might actually turn into something. It's not gonna help, but it could turn into something. All you're gonna do is take the social media platforms who covertly censor everybody for the government to officially censoring everybody for the government. So that's not gonna change nothing if they come after. You can take the social media platforms and give them to the Caesars if you want to. I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's bad enough now. I don't want to get no worse. Brain on fire. Is it on fire, Stacy? Okay, let's get going. Matthew, good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning. Good morning, Lori, Deanna. That rodent was a Libra, I'm sure. I don't know what he was, Deanna, but I think he's gone. I think all of them are gone. It wasn't no he, was a bunch of them. I think they're gone. I'll send you my granddaughter to save you from the mouse, Gerard. All right, you go and send that granddaughter. Get up in that car. I'm gonna lock the car. Get on in there. Get that mouse. I ain't getting the Lord. I was about to grab him. Yeah, I think I in a past life I must have had the Hanta flu or something. I don't know. It's like, I'll fight a grizzly bear. I'll hit you in the jaw. Come on, bring it. Bring that claw. Then I'll be meat and food and blood and goo. I'll fight a grizzly bear, but something about that mice. Because you know, mice, a bear, I think a bear will come for you. Like, it'll charge you. It's like, you know, I can get down with that. The mice will sit there and look at you and just, like I opened the trunk yesterday, I took this video. It's just looking at me like, it's weird because they don't have any fear. Mice is supposed to be scared of men. Like, I'm feeling like they should be. Because when I was driving and I realized something was back there, I turned the light on. Like, yeah, you ain't gonna come out. He came right out. He came right out. He sat on the amp and he was just sitting there like, and the problem is they sit there and they don't have that fear, and all of a sudden they jump at you. You know how, like, we used to play with your friends and y'all on the playground or something. Nah! Do I scare anybody? That bothers me. That'll get me. If you just running at me, you a grizzly bear, all right, let's do this, baby. Come on, bring it on. But a mouse will sit there like we're friends, act like you're friends or something, act like they don't want to bother you, and all of a sudden, next you know, they on your face. And like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Y'all saw the video. I'm not going to waste your time. I want to talk about the synergies between Atlan, Atlantis, Sumeria, all the gods. And this flood myth, and this might just take 2 minutes because my friends sometimes don't want to talk about something and stop me. They talk about something else. I'm gonna get this out first. I was thinking, I'm afraid to remember what I was thinking. I'm always thinking too much. I have I don't know what I have, but schizo, jump brain, flip mind, scatter brain, random thought, phobia, something, ism. I got that, all of that. My mind keeps jumping around. No, so I was thinking about the flood myth, right? Like the flood, the ancient floods. You know, they're all the gods talking about the floods. You know, the creatures, the human hybrids ain't doing what they need to. There's a couple things about the Bible, the flood story, that's significant. Land has been killed, been destroyed by flood many times. Geologists have proven that. Climate scientists have proven that. Floods have destroyed large portions of this planet. Tsunamis, pole shift, that's coming, which is the Adam and Eve declassified document. You still haven't read that? You need to go on out there to CIA.gov and read it. That's probably why my laptop's not working right now, because I downloaded it from CIA.gov and they had to put some software on here. So now that things have calmed down, it seems like they're working. It's probably because they've downloaded all my files. They've uploaded all the malicious code needed. To make sure I say what I need to. It was significant, right? What did God say? God said that this is the last time I'm gonna murder everybody on this planet in a psychopathic method of drowning every man, woman, and child on this planet. That's how I know it was not God. That's not God. If your God will drown babies and you hashtag save children, you got some conflicts of interest. Aliens do that. God doesn't do that. Aliens, demons, multi-dimensional creatures are humans from the future. But gods do not drown babies. That does not happen, all right? Aliens do that. So it's significant because if God said this is the last time I'm gonna do this, and I'm not convinced that they got that right. I'm not convinced it's translated right. I think these books have been changed many times, and they've proven a lot of that. They changed the names to cultural appropriate and every damn thing else. Like everything with a whole salt flat lick of salt. But if it's the last time, and he did it before, why is it the last time? Why is it the last time? Why is it the last time? So if we're now, you know, if we were wiped out before because women is too pretty and the aliens coming down here and they got to stick the little tank in tank and make tank, and you know, and God said, no, you messed up. I was working on an experiment. I took some monkeys, gave them the second chromosome, and I was trying to get them to evolve to be something decent. Now you taking your your genes, and you're putting them into humans, and you ain't paying child support, you're not raising the babies, they're becoming violent, we're going to destroy the planet by flood. It's important that if multiple ancient cultures recorded the same type of story, that we not do those things again. Whatever it is, it's because man was becoming violent, perhaps. Because I like the way the Atlantis gave that story. The Atlanteans gave that story. They based. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna play it. I should play it. I should play. Let me play 4 minutes of a what was it, Coast to Coast from a few days ago, where one of the researchers was talking about the story of Atlantis. Y'all know that story where Solon went to the priests in Egypt, and they said, yeah, you know what, they're great civilizations. The planet's been destroyed 12 times by flood and by fire. We weren't here. We don't know nothing about this. These are ancient texts that your CIA in the future is eventually going to hide from you. Somebody going to write a book called the Adam and Eve story, and they're going to classify it so everybody stays in their religions. Everyone stays in the dogma. Let's play this for a little bit. Hold on.
This is a very ancient account. Now, the way that the story got to Plato is through Solon, who lived around 200 years before Plato, around 600 BC. He's another gigantic figure, one of the 7 wise men of ancient Greece, and the father of democracy. This guy, they have his bust in I believe it's the Library of Congress, or I don't know where it is, but he was a gigantic figure, and he had just set up democracy for the first time in Athens, and he traveled to Egypt. This is 600 BC, and he spoke with the high Egyptian priest, and the conversation turned to, talk about where civilization started, how it started. And these ancient Egyptians, who at the time were known as the best keepers of history, brought out what we could consider to be their sacred records. And they began to tell Solon about this island. And what's important here, and what so many people miss, is that the Egyptians had not seen this island. They said that they got the record from an even earlier race, an earlier people. We don't know who they are, but obviously if it's that old, it had to be in the, in the vicinity of Egypt. So I think it was probably the Sumerians. But in any case, they said that they had gotten the record themselves from an earlier race with a different language that had actually seen this island in antiquity and had written all its details down. Then the Egyptian priest said that they had translated it to the Egyptian tongue. And Solon became fascinated with the story. He took it back and he translated it to Greek. Then, 200 years later, Plato got it. He wrote it in the form of a dialogue in his Timaeus and Critias. And we don't even have Plato's records because it was then translated to Latin. Plato's actual text got lost. So the Greeks later on had to actually retranslate it back from Latin to Greek. So you have to keep in mind that we don't have even Plato's records, much less Solon's records.
I didn't know that. That blew me away this morning. Salt, liquor, salt. That's what I'm saying. Just like the scriptures, what Solon said, any ancient scriptures, we don't really know everything because everything has been lost, recorded, retranslated, cultural appropriated. So we can't take anything for precise details. Take everything with a salt lick of salt.
We don't have the Egyptian records, certainly, and of course we don't have the original account by these prehistoric people. So this is something that has been translated multiple times. And the only people that actually saw this were people living at least 12,000 years ago.
Oh my God.
Not Plato, not Solon, not the Egyptian priests. So these people were just relaying the story. They were links in a long chain that goes into distant antiquity.
Now, how much do you think might have been lost in all these various translations?
Well, you have to remember that this was as important to them as, let's say, the book of Genesis is to us. This was the ancient world's Bible. This is where their gods and their, exploits and how civilization started. And these were extremely important. Now, what has certainly changed, without a doubt, are the names that are used in there, the geographical names.
Vi glider ungefär 70 meter innan vi smäller in i den första bilen.
The only thing I
For instance, the Atlantic Ocean. Certainly, nobody would have called this an Atlantic Ocean 12,000 years ago. They didn't even know what an ocean was.
Exactly.
Other names like Pillars of Hercules. Hercules, that's a Greek name. So what did the Egyptians call it? We don't know. What did the people call it before the Egyptians call it? We don't know. So the names have to be taken with a grain of salt. These were all translated, and we're actually told in Plato's text that Solon translated and changed all the names to Greek, including Atlantis.
I was going to say, how did we get the name Atlantis? From these translations?
Solon translated, he named it, he coined it as Atlantis. But if you look at, ancient history, you see the memory of this island that was submerged with the Persians, with the Mesopotamians, with the Egyptians, the Greeks. I mean, it's everywhere. The entire ancient world talked about this place, and they certainly did not consider it as a myth.
And how far back, Robert, was it?
So, process that. The people from ancient times took the stories of the great people they came from, the Atlantis and Aztlan, whatever you want to call it, whatever they want to call it, because it changed the name so many times. They revered that as creation, right? They revered that as much as people today. As much as people today who walk around, put the Gideon Bibles in every single hotel and they can't put it down. And I know people that walk around and they grip it like this. And they think that it's a good idea that felons shouldn't vote, but they vote for war criminals and bomb babies. We definitely have daddy issues. And that's what I mean by daddy issues. We have Gotti issues. Right? The same issues people have with daddy issues who are looking for a father. Same with a species is looking for a heavenly father that can't seem to find it. This is significant in that the same brain that's in your head right now is the same brain that was in their head, right? Because there's always that debate that's made when you start going down this route where they like to say, oh, well, but they didn't have science back then. That they don't know what we know. They thought that the thunders were the gods, and they thought the waters and the waves came from a Poseidon god. And I have to tell you, I honestly don't think that's the case. I think that's ignorant. I think it's ignorant. I think it's ignorant that the education system constantly tries to tell us that we came from stupid people. We didn't come from stupid people. The human brain hadn't changed much. The human brain hasn't changed since we stopped doing psychedelics. Since we stopped taking psilocybin mushrooms and evolving our brain, it's pretty much stayed in a locked position. The people back then didn't have the technology that we have, but they weren't like bumbling idiots. They know what thunder is, and they see it all the damn time. They're not going to be scared of no thunder and think that's a god. I think something came out the sky. I think a whole bunch of stuff came out the sky. And they all created these religions around ancient texts, which were probably just warnings that, hey, y'all need to get your act together. If you don't get your act together, I'm going to kill you. That I brought you into this world, I take you out. I found a monkey, gave a rib and some dust from the ground, and I created you with some bacteria and some clay. And if you don't evolve into something that's relatively decent, I'm going to murder every last single one of you. I know that because I've had babysitters say that to me and my friends. I'm going to murder all of y'all. I'll save a few, but I'm going to murder the rest. All right, I'm going to play a little bit more. Nah, let me do comments first. Because I think there's a stop there and there's another one I want to play where it talks about the synergies between the creation stories and the flood stories between the Atlanteans. Because that's what the who killed Atlantis? They say, was it Zeus? They said Zeus killed Atlantis. And why did Zeus kill Atlantis? Zeus killed Atlantis. Well, first of all, Zeus said a couple of y'all got to get out of here. A couple of y'all, I'm gonna kill I'm gonna kill everybody. But a couple of y'all, you can call yourself Aztecs if you want, but you need to go. So they got on boats and they got the hell out of Dodge, which is the same thing that the other flood story. Noah, you need to go and make a boat. You need to get the hell out of here. There's a lot of interesting synergies. That the God comes, the God destroys civilization. Some of them make it, the majority die, and civilization restarts. And I don't know if it was one flood per se. It could be one flood that's documented by all these different civilizations, or it could be multiple floods going back. But the significant point is there is a thing that has the ability to murder everybody on this planet, that keeps doing it because we keep getting lost in power and control and abuse and violence and conflict and making love to the sweet aliens, the fallen angels. Let's not do that again. I think that's a bad idea. I think if we look at the examples of what preceded that destruction, then maybe we shouldn't do those things again. And for me, and for people who don't believe that there's gods out there, for people who don't believe there's aliens out there, people who think that they the greatest thing since the greatest thing, great ever done greatness, and they just in a sweet honey spot and ain't nothing else intelligent out there. Say that it's just nature. Say it's just nature, but it takes us down that same path of, should we continue to work against each other in competition? Should we continue to use power and abuse over each other? Should we continue to steal and rob from each other and pretend that we're the good guys because we got bigger tanks than the other people got? So no matter how you look at it, whether, don't get lost in the whole little g, big G, God issues, the dogma, or the whole God doesn't exist stuff. It doesn't change what we're supposed to do, which is why I think the little g gods told us do it. Because if we don't become what they want us to become, they're going to go ahead and let us go extinct. I think that this was the last time. I believe that scripture where it said, this is the last time. I'm sick of y'all. I'm tired. I'm spanking y'all. I took candy from you and told you clean up your room. You ain't cleaning up your room. You're not getting your act together. You're still fighting with your sister over there in China and Russia and everywhere else. This is the last time. I'm going to go ahead and let you kill yourself. I'm going to go ahead and let you create nuclear weapons and bombs and technology and AI robots and flu shots and all that. I'm going to go ahead and let you just go ahead and take yourself out. You think you're grown, huh? Think you're grown? As above, so below. That's what my babysitter told me. That's what my mama told me. You think you're grown? Okay. I'm not going to reset you this time. I'm not going to reset you and save some of y'all. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go ahead and wipe yourself out. I'm going to come back and I'm going to start over with the cockroaches. And I'm going to try to make intelligent life out of them, because apparently y'all have no interest in doing that. That's what I kind of think. God kills everyone but like 4 people, restart civilizations. I think that's true, Matthew. I think it's true. I think that's true. I think because Admiral Byrd even said, didn't that what Admiral Byrd said when he went down there and met the people in the inner earth? Didn't they tell him that, you know what, we come up here and we restart civilization, we go ahead and let y'all get murdered because y'all don't listen to Papa, and so we come back up here and we bring them bags with the man bags, the Sumerians and the fish gods with the man bags, restart civilization, give people mathematics and agriculture again. We got to start all over again. But this is the last time. This is the last time. So I think there's some kind of a blessing when the aliens drop an asteroid in the ocean and wipe everybody out. It's kind of a blessing because we can, we're not all gone. But if this is the last time, then maybe it's a reset that does not include us. Which shouldn't be funny, but it is kind of funny. I'm on nature's side. And if we can't evolve to not cheer and vote for governments that are obviously pedophile organizations, then maybe we got trouble. I was watching Joe Rogan yesterday, and I forgot who he's interviewing. Some brother running for Congress or Senate or something. Asked some good questions, which is why it's weird he's running for Congress and Senate. He was asking, well, how come all the sex trafficking is not in the news? How come all of this human child trafficking, the people being caught, is what's in the news, but it's not important? It's not important. Why? How in the world is that even possible, knowing that the majority of people in this world are parents or got nephews and nieces? How in the world, or were children once, had little brothers and little sisters they used to take care of? How in the world is it possible that the majority of politicians and news find it largely insignificant that what these people were saying ain't completely false? I'm not a Q person at all. I don't follow Q, and because I got my issues with the idea that some secret guy out there that the CIA doesn't know. They know everybody. And when they want to kill him, they'll kill him. When they're done with me, they're going to go ahead and take me out till you get that Bob Marley foot cancer. I don't think there are any secret people out there, but there's obviously a lot of human trafficking happening. There's obviously a lot of child trafficking happening, and now we're seeing a little bits and pieces of it coming out. How is that not the top of the news? So then again, it takes me back to this whole thing is spiritual, right? There are rumors of wars being fought. There's a war against human trafficking that's being fought right now. How the hell are they in the news talking about healthcare? Why are they talking about it? Boggles my mind. Oh, let me do this. I'll let y'all watch the whole thing. I posted a link, but you didn't post a link yesterday. No, I didn't post a link yesterday. Yesterday was a little busy. It got a little weird. The mice and, got a little weird yesterday. I posted a link from yesterday. I gotta show you something else. Let me show you something else, and I'm gonna try to move on to see where this goes. Driving around in circles is getting tiresome. It is, Matthew, which is why I'm like, all right, let's go and get out the car. I think I'm tired. We did this long enough. Like, go ahead, maybe if we're wave, spiritual creature, energy, soul things, we'll come back as cockroaches. We'll be like walking cockroaches, or they use a praying mantis or something. But apparently, the monkey's been in conflict too long, and you can't get most people out of their conflict. Well, I tell you what, they can't stop fighting. They won't stop fighting. I'm gonna tell you one more. This was a great interview, by the way. You should listen to the entire thing. But I only got 8 hours to do this broadcast, so I gotta skip to another. And this one's got a video, so you don't have to look mud in mud for a minute. Commercials. Wait. Hang on. I know I don't never watch. I hate commercials except for at election time. It reinforces the fact that everybody's lying. That's why. Now listen, I don't even focus on politics till it's election time, because the whole global criminal organization, it really reveals itself best at election time, and people who sell out their religions and their races and their nations and their species, they really reveal who they are during election season. So I watch the ads during election season. What's this? Hang on. Don't let Joe Biden pack the court. Okay. Is the court on your side? That's the first question I ask when I see, because people get upset, and they got that snot bubble last time for the guy's name started with a K. I don't even remember the judge's name. The court ain't on my side. And besides, the Supreme Court is actually a corporation. You do know that, don't you? Well, it's not a corporation, but it's a department from within the United States Incorporated. They're not there for you. They're not there to protect and defend your Constitution. They're there to do what makes money and look like they're protecting and defending your Constitution. They are not the Republic's Supreme Court. They are a department of the United States Incorporated, which is wholly owned by somebody we don't know. Rothschilds, Rockefellers, one of their families, or all of them, I have no idea. And the money's owned by J.P. Morgan. So the court is not there for you. Me personally, I don't give two damns who the judges are. Don't care. If the court's there for me, I give all damns who the judges are. Even though you're not supposed to judge people. Even though you're not supposed to judge people. That's a sin. Why you have judges, you're not supposed to judge people. That's how you know that. That's why Christ had nothing to do with Caesars and government, because it's anti to everything that God done told people. That's why it's funny to me, interesting to me, that people with faith are in government. Anyway, can states discriminate against religious schools? Good question. Constitutionally, the state ain't got nothing to do with the schools. So the answer is no. The state can't interfere with state schools. State can't even have state schools. They can't even have a Department of Education. And I'm all for that. I'm all for homeschooling, going back to not house marms, school marms. I'm all for that. The small school with the red school with the little roof. I think that'll be superior to the criminal stuff we got going on today. Supreme Court. Definitely supreme, but ain't no damn court, not for me. Oh, what's this? Another commercial. That eggplant looking kind of sad. It actually looks like one of the ones in my garden.
Hi, we're Misfits Market. We rescue organic produce and surplus pantry staples
see, that's
from sustainably minded farmers and food makers, and deliver straight to your door at up to 40% off grocery store prices.
That's a good one, but I don't watch that right now. All right, I can take you up here to 21 to right about here. Yep, J.P. Morgan owns the Federal Reserve. Yes, he is the largest investor, Joanna.
A close similarity between the Sumerian creation stories and the creation stories of the Mesoamerica people. And those creation stories speak of a pantheon of gods who ended up creating
all kind of trouble today.
man, not a single god, as was being professed by the church at that time. And because of that, a lot of the information was suppressed. They saw such close similarities between the two that to a lot of them, they sort of scared them and said, oh my gosh, when people see the similarities, they're going to think, well, mankind was created by these creatures, by the Anunnaki, by the serpent gods, and not by the one true God in Christianity.
Perhaps why the Vatican has miles and miles and miles of scripture that are attached to your religion that they don't want you to read, because it confirms the fact that the one true God isn't what they said it is. The one true God actually is one God amongst many little g gods. Perhaps. But people hide things because there are consequences for the truth. And the consequences for this truth is people stop paying their tithes or stop going to church. And that's what they don't want, because church is a business. No matter how much you want to justify churches that pay taxes and have bank accounts in a time where the banks rule and run everything, and the only time Christ caught a fit was when the money changers were in the church, and now the church is literally a slave of the bank. Think about that for a minute.
What would happen to the belief systems of the world if we realized we came from the same creation? And even more disturbing, what if these belief systems were being used by warring races for their own agenda?
Like the Crusaders, like fighting holy wars, like starting colonization, going to a new land, finding gold and mineral and resources, and deciding that the people are pagans, so you need to bring them the love of the one true God out the book. No difference than Confessions of an Economic Hitman and colonization today that everybody's voting for in the Fifth Reich. Right? They believe. A lot of religions, and most of them don't come out of books, but they believe they're doing this for God. It's okay to murder people and steal their resources to give them God.
One of the most shocking discussions I ever had in my professional career was in New York City in 1984. And I got a phone call at my office one day from a man. We had a discussion about the ancient civilizations on Earth, including the Garden of Eden, that had nothing to do with Homo sapiens sapiens. It all had to do with extraterrestrials. And extraterrestrials that were in war. And I was shocked at the level and depth at which this man told me details tying our ancient civilization to extraterrestrials who warred with each other, and that we ourselves may be concerned about the return of any of them.
I didn't like tribes in the Amazon who watch us war. You think they think about us the same way? They're sitting back there, the ones that worship us, and they see the airplanes and they see them fight and shooting missiles and rockets at each other, and the gods are fighting. The gods might return, as above, so below.
If this is true, is there more evidence of a secret agenda in the research these priests did? More intriguing parallels can be found in a Spanish research document written by Friar Bernardino Sahagún during the 1500s. Known as the Florentine Codex, it also details the history and culture of the Aztecs. Based on decades of research compiled by Sahagún, the document reached some startling conclusions. So startling, in fact, that the Florentine Codex was never published.
Let's put this into context. We're in the middle of the medieval era in Europe. So we have a culture that's based on plunder, destruction, and the complete subjugation by a particular religious order.
And smoking a whole lot of drugs. I'm still excited by the fact that they found cannabis in the incense in churches in Israel. I'm still excited by that. That wow, my whole life I was raised in a druggy herbalist cult. And it doesn't really make it a cult. It just understands that feeling the spirit at that point in time they had a little extra help.
From this culture emerges a group of Spanish people who ride all the way across the Atlantic. They land in Central America, and they are totally amazed to find that these supposed morons and barbarians, and they were barbarians, by the way. I mean, human sacrifice is not an enlightening thing. But they found, quite to their amazement, that their stories and their myths actually sounded very much like the stuff that was already in the Bible, which back in Europe was the high point of civilization. Okay, so they began to write these things down, and the more they wrote and the more they listened to the Aztecs, the more they realized that their myth really preceded Christianity. Now we have a problem, because when you start describing the god Quetzalcoatl, who basically was born of a virgin in a cave, he goes AWOL for 40 days into the wilderness, goes on top of a sacred hill, preaches religion to the masses, then is nailed figuratively to a cross, not literally, gets up 3 days later after he crosses into the other world around the 21st of December and is resurrected as a god-man, after which he's deified as a hero. That story was already around. So
I don't do coincidences. But this is a good thing, I think, when it comes to determining if you're truly seeking God or if you're truly just a part of a team that's fighting and killing other people for resources to find God. These stories have been around for a long time. They've been modified. They've been changed. They've gone from civilization to civilization, handed down, put in different languages, and here we are today, realizing that the ancient stories predate the ones that we believe to be true. And we're willing to kill other people for that. We're willing to vote for that. We're willing to continue to consent to doing all the things that those gods told us when they got the ancient texts and told us, love your neighbor, don't covet. You know, do all the things you're supposed to do, give people the shirt off your back and feed the people.
being a priest in the middle of all of this, I would have gone, oh dear, oh Susanna. We have a bit of a problem, Houston, because now it means that everything that's in the Bible, everything that we've been worshipping in Europe is actually much, much older. So they put one and one together and they've realized, my God, this stuff is almost like what the Sumerians were saying in 3000 BC.
The Codex is presented to the church, but predictably, they wanted nothing to do with it.
Oh, hell no.
So only today we begin to realize
money, 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 money.
That the old world, as we called it, was actually much more ahead than what Europe was professing at the time.
Could the ancient knowledge from Quetzalcoatl have been given to the Aztecs? If so, did the Aztecs pervert this knowledge? And could another influence have stepped in, disguised as the war god Huitzilopochtli? If this is true, is this more proof that the demise of the Aztecs might have been played out by a supernatural and otherworldly force left behind by these gods?
We have to ask ourselves, is it possible that these two beings who allegedly came from the stars are actually two otherworldly beings in conflict? Is it possible that we're looking at two creatures who are not friendly towards each other? Is it possible that we're actually looking at two different deities or two different otherworldly beings? In my opinion, and if we take a look at ancient texts, mythology, and everything the ancient Aztecs and Mayans left behind, the answer is a yes.
A possible takeaway from the destruction of these people and their culture could be that there are greater forces on Earth battling behind the scenes, manipulating our societies and turning them against each other. Could the need for Quetzalcoatl and his ancient lineage have become extinct at some point? And could the fear of the unknown have invited another type of otherworldly force on this planet? If we are always waiting for a new force to guide us, like the arrival of Cortez seen as a god, are we missing the human potential to create a new world by the understanding that we are all connected to the same creation? If we return to ancient lineages like the legend of Aztlan, do we find more answers? Experts like Freddie Silva point to a connection to a star system that has infiltrated almost all ancient civilizations.
All right, I'll post a link for that. Y'all can keep watching that one. Whew. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, but you gotta take it. Maybe they knew better than us. What we know now are 90% lies. Kati is being very, very, very generous. I don't think that it's 90% lies. I think we in that 99 percentile. I don't think it's 90. I don't think it's 90. I don't think it's 90. And we can learn a lot from it, which is why I do this, because I like to know what I should and shouldn't be doing. I don't want to defy God. I don't want to defy somebody that's willing to psychopathically murder everybody on this planet by flood, water, fire, and some meteorites. I don't want to piss them off. I think that's a bad idea. And so when you look back at the ancient story, or when I look back, what do I see? So back to the story of Atlantis. I see that the people became arrogant. The people became powerful. They created monetary systems. I think the story of Atlantis goes something to the effect of they came here from somewhere else. They were interacting with the people who were here. The women were too sexy and got all interested in them, and the fallen gods, the fallen angels decide to have a little coochie time, created new hybrids of whatever they are and we are, and eventually they started taking on our chimp-like psychopathic violence, and then Zeus destroyed everything. Story in the Bible, the way it goes, the Philum came down, or the sons of light came down, started breeding with the people, got all hoochie time, created new babies, destroyed the experiment, and instead of becoming sentient, transcendent, beautiful creatures, loving each other, taking care of their children, not sex trafficking and supporting United States Incorporated type criminal psychopathic organizations. And then God decided to save a few and destroy everything else. And that story's been repeated over and over, but if this is the last time, maybe God has just done had enough. So I think that what we need to learn is that certain things need to go away. This psychopathy that we want to continue on has got to go away. Our support for criminals, our support for killers and murderers, our support for societies. Like I said yesterday, what I appreciate is how Beaufont keeps things real simple. Real simple. If you have a society, sociopaths will thrive. They will end up running everything. Why? Because they have the tools to thrive in a society. You do not. Besides, we don't have a society. We barely got that. We got an unsociety. We have to go and make some sort of paradigm shift where every human being is seen as a sentient creature. Yes, Riley Nichols, I see that you got a 30-day ban, which was weird. That is an interesting website, and I will go to it. I will not repost the link. I'm not going to repost it because I don't want to go back incarceration into the Facebook facilities of fixing. I don't need to be fixed, Riley. So I appreciate the link. And this is what we have to do. We all can't go down, people. Don't share my links. I try. No, not my links. If I say something about Bittner, the 4th, the 5th, right, something like that, we all can't go down. Like, I can go down, but you got to stay up. So think about the stuff that you share. I appreciate everybody sharing. Don't get me wrong. Always share the video. The video, I try to clean my words and, whatever. But if your friends go to prison and they get silenced for posting something, don't go post the same thing. You need to go to that website. Go educate yourself. If you're going to post on it, speak in pig Latin, nay, ixnay. Change the links or something. We have to learn to fight better, y'all. We have to fight with strategy. So yeah, I did see that. And I thank you for that post. I've never seen that website before. I will be going to it. That mouse was a CIA drone. You know, Patricia Hauser, they might have been. The mouse wasn't scared of me. That mouse might have had the injection for the Bob Marley foot cancer, but he was not scared of me. So I videoed. He sat right there looking at me. I opened the trunk. You know, most creatures will run. That mouse did not run, bro. It looked right at me like, hey, dude, the light's on, man. What you doing? That's how I know that we aren't the superior creatures on this planet. Mice are more superior. Mice aren't even scared of us. Mice are not even scared to die. I think they know what a mousetrap is. I think whales can talk. I don't know. My thoughts are shifting. I just think we don't have anything interesting to say to animals, so they don't want to talk to us. But the mouse sure enough was scared of me. Maybe he was a CIA drone. I don't know. Well, you know, Shiva might argue with you that beauty is subjective. Well, you know, Patricia, and so when I mention the gods, I'm talking about the little G gods, not the big G god. I do think there's a big G god. I think there is a creator of the creation simulation, and that's the if it is a one true God, the creator of dimensions and solar systems and universes. I don't think he's got anything. I don't think he's interested in whether or not I get a brand new car or an older car. I don't think he's too focused. I can pray to get mice out my car. I don't think that something that's creating dimensions is that interesting. But I think little G gods could be interested in some of that silliness. So when you know what, and so this gets back to what Kati was saying. When I read scripture, I try to pull out what a big G god would be interested in. You know, a big G sustainable God. And for me, and a lot of my friends disagree, which is good. We're supposed to disagree. I see a lot of manism. I see a lot of alienism. I see a lot of little G godism. I see a whole lot of patriarchalism. But the things that make sense, that what I would do if I were a sustainable, natural law creator, I want my creations to thrive. I don't want them murdering each other for oil. I don't want them kneeling when they come before me. So we did this before. We talked about certain scriptures. Is when I read scriptures, no matter where I read them, I look for things that are based in power and conflict and money and debt, control, slavery. And I'd say those things are manisms. Those are things that in translations, men is written into it. So yeah, I think 99% of all those scriptures are manisms. But I try to pull out the big G godisms. We are the gods, every one of us. I think we are, Joanna. I think we are. Who created God other than men? See, Christ, when I don't go that far. Who created God other than men? Because Christ, it hurts my head, to be honest with you. As if my head had already hurt enough. I try to stay in my lane a little bit, Christ. And I think we're struggling just with our God daddy issues right now, our Goddy issues. But to think what created God, you know, as above, so below. Now, I'm gonna take that. That's my cop out. That's always my cop out. As above, so below. God is a toddler in a preschool class, and we're a science fair project to create our dimensions and our universes. And there's a whole bunch of them out there. But that gets into simulation theory, which to me is pretty much the same thing as creation theory. But I think all these levels just keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. Thank you for your info. They just asked me if I was U.S. citizen and waved me on. The car in front of me, what? Got the dog searching the car routine. Lori, where the hell are you at? You in Germany? Kati, you need to go save Lori. What you doing in Germany? Lori, what the hell is going on? Uranus, time. Uranus, I'm sorry, Buffon. Uranus time, or East Coast. Yeah, it is, today. Oh, yes, today. Are y'all on today? Susan, Christine still around? I think they're on today. Y'all should watch them. Absolutely. I was thinking that too. What y'all doing today? What's your topic today? I was thinking that too. He's smart. Who's smart? Mouse, that was huge. Oh, that was huge, Diane. You don't know how huge that was, Diane. I don't do that. I thought I was going to die. I'm trying to drive the car. I mean, like, y'all supposed to be scared of me. Why are y'all moving? I turned the back light on and the front light's on. It's like, this light's on. You supposed to be scared of me. I'm big and I'm black and I'm scary and I'm bald-headed, damn it. Y'all supposed to be scared. I done took your house in a blue tarp with the hay straw put in the back of my car. The heat is on, music is playing. You supposed to be scared of me. Damn thing, he ain't even care. Did I post the picture? He was on my amp. he crawled up on the amp and was just sitting there hanging out. Like, hey, Negro, where are you taking us? Are you gonna take us to your house where we can go meet the mice in your garden and we can make super mice? Oh, goodness gracious, are they fine? See, look at it. I was being God in this scenario. It's funny how this all relates. I'm being God. I done took the Atlanteans and I took them to my house. They're gonna breed with the ones like, oh my God, the gods are here. They've arrived in a blue tarp spaceship. Ooh, they have higher technology. You're manipulated through your emotions. Through your emotions based on your belief. Based off your beliefs. Absolutely, Christ. Got to take emotions out a lot. And that's one good thing the patriarchs are good at. We're good at some unemotional stuff. We can do the unemotional. That's important. It is good to a degree, which is weird. And I apologize for it. I do believe that the whole matriarchal thing is a spectrum and everybody's kind of dotted throughout that. It's not a man-womanism. I think a lot of women are patriarchs. They have those genes set, and I need to process that thought more. I haven't really thought all of that through yet. But more on the patriarchal side is more of that logical stuff, right? I try to make decisions in logic. I don't like to make emotional decisions. And this is why half the time, Christ, I'm trying to deal with, people with brown skin, not really understanding, that they use emotional topics to abuse people. They use these emotional topics to get people upset. So they will do things against their own interest. Not unlike the conservatives, not unlike them. Ooh, I want to show a little bit of that. I didn't listen to the whole thing, but I think he made a few points in this arguing over the judges thing. I like hypocrisy. Like I said, I like election time. There's an awful lot of hypocrisy. Ooh, yeah. I want to watch this real quick. Give me a minute. It's not political. It's showing that there's just hypocrisy. It's all sides.
Is
not one
supported
side.
by the same radicals that want to
Finella.
defund our local police, causing vandalism to rise in our neighborhood. If Christina Finella keep us safe.
First of all, Christina Finella ain't never gonna keep me safe. Defunding the police ain't gonna keep me safe neither. The only thing that's gonna keep me safe is you stop taking babies, which are all perfect, and making them into warrior gene survivors who are willing to do violent things in order to survive. That's what's gonna make me safe. So I'm not for defunding the police. I have not changed my position on that. I'm for getting rid of the reason we have police. Good example. I don't know how true this was. I was listening to somebody this morning. They said that there are 600,000 police officers in the United States of America. What I'm going to say to you is if you have 300 million people in your country and you have over 500,000 police, your government has no damn idea what it's doing. No, I take that back. I strike that from the record. If you got 350,000 police or less, I don't know how I came about that number. And you got 300 million people, your government, they're not a government. They're remedial. Something's wrong with them. You should not give them control over rocks, let alone the future of the next generation. But if you got over 500,000 police officers, these people aren't a government. They're not a government. They're not even close. They're not governing a damn thing. 600,000? You guys, you mean to tell, if you got 600, all right. Let me think about this, because I think about things out loud. I think about them out loud. If mama gotta go to work and it's in the summertime, mama go to work, we off from school, we at home, and it's 5 of us, 5 children in the family. If mama gotta leave 2 people with guns, badges, mace, pepper spray, tanks, riot gear, and take a room and put some prison bars on it so she could just go to work, that ain't your mama. I'm talking about daddy issues. That ain't your mama. That's not your mama. That is a psychopath, all right? That is a demon psychopath. If they need 600,000 police, you got somebody writing too many damn unconstitutional laws. And I've said this a lot of times. I don't see any difference in the left and the right, other than the fact that they're really stupid, not stupid, ignorant. Ignorant of the fact that they're fighting over the same thing. The right doesn't want unconstitutional laws, and the left doesn't want a bunch of police on the street. So why don't y'all get together and realize that the problem ain't police, it's the police state. All right. I've said that a million times. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. But people, until you understand, when you have a mass prison industrial complex, that is your people saying, we don't want the laws. We did not ask for the laws. We are not going to follow the laws. We can't even live in society with the artificial scarcity laws. We literally got to be violent to make money because you wrote so many laws for your criminal friends on Wall Street that we can't even do the things we need to buy biscuits. All right. So until you stop cheering the psychopaths that are writing the laws with the corporations that are taking your rights, because it's profitable to do that, the problem with police ain't gonna go away. Right? The police aren't brutal. The police are ordered to be abusive, and people don't like to be abused. People don't like to be abused and they like to survive, so the people fight with the police. Somebody is putting you at war with your public servants. Your issue is not with the public servants. Your issue with whoever's on the back of your bumper sticker. Your issue is with whoever yard sign is in front of your house. Your issue is what you're about to do, what 15 million people already just did, which is voting for the fifth right. Every empire is required to have a police state. You will not change one thing when it comes to police brutality with training. That's why they tell you it's training. That's why they tell you it's a training issue. It boggles my mind what people believe anymore. They just believe anything. Caesar, why are you writing laws to beat us up? Well, it's because we're not training the dragoons to do the right thing. So we need to train them some more. So you need to vote for me and put me back in office so I can give them some training. You're shooting children in the street. That's not a training issue. That's not a training issue. And then after you shoot that one, then the next one's going to sell drugs or you can't have a war on drugs, right? It's not even constitutional. The police are not the problem. The police are putting biscuits on their table like you are. You're being pitted against each other. And until you fight the pitters, until you actually fight the real power, ain't going nowhere. All right, let me do this. Who is this?
Let me say, first of all, the last 3 days of hearings.
First, that's Ted Cruz, right?
Have revealed very good news.
Oh, good news.
They have revealed the news that Judge Barrett is going to be confirmed by this committee and by the full Senate. With 2 full days of questioning, we've seen that our Democratic colleagues have very few questions actually to raise about Judge Barrett's qualifications.
Yeah, well, they didn't even show up. But see, to me, I would have called good news actually getting a Supreme Court that's adhering to the people and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights by restoring the Republic. See, that would have been good news to me. Good news to me would have been, we've repealed the Washington, D.C. Act of 1871. We're going to give the government back to the people. We're going to send the United States Incorporated back to the Bank of England.
Very little of the time we've spent in here has concerned her record as a judge, her 20 years as a respected scholar. Instead, much of this hearing has focused on political attacks directed at President Trump. I recognize our Democratic colleagues are not going to be voting for President Trump in November. That's certainly their prerogative. But
no,
they've largely abandoned even trying to make the case that Judge Barrett is anything other than exceptionally well qualified to serve as a justice. It is striking that as we sit here right now in this committee room, there are only 2 Democratic senators in the room.
Look at that, ain't nobody's there. It's just Republicans. See, now he's making the case for why this judge should be in office. And for me, I'm making the case for why don't you give the government back to the people, right? So I look at these things in a very different way. I look for hypocrisy. I look for where you're doing what they're doing to say you're doing, they're being stupid, you being stupid, and just being an adult, I can't get on any stupid sides. It's like that damn debate, which was not a debate. It was a toddler fight And the only reason I watched it after the 7-minute point is I wanted to see if they were going to start throwing juice and cookies at each other.
You look at the dais, there's chair after chair after chair that is empty.
Empty.
The Democratic senators are no longer even...
They even got somebody on the floor. Who is that? Who they put on the floor? What did he do? Maybe he broke his graham. You know what? They used to make us sit on the floor if you got your graham crackers too quick. Because the teacher, because I love graham crackers. I love to get into them first. So maybe he got to the graham crackers. He didn't wait for the teacher to get everybody the graham crackers first. I think you could run the American government with daycare teachers. I think every daycare teacher at the age of 16 know how to run groups of people better than everybody in government.
Been attending. I assume they'll show up for their time. But it is indicative of what they're tacitly admitting, which is that they don't have substantive criticisms.
Mr. Chairman, may I make a point of personal privilege?
Of course.
We're in the midst of a COVID-19 crisis, a pandemic, and some members are in their offices following this on television, and to suggest their absence here means they're not following or participating is incorrect.
I would note the senator from Illinois, in his personal privilege, somehow omitted the fact that all but 2 of the Democrats were physically here yesterday, and after the questioning, they made the decision not to be here. That's fine. That you're welcome to make that decision. But
what? Wait a minute, we're in the middle of a global pandemic, but the Democrats were there yesterday. They're not there today. That's interesting. That almost sounds like my governor who put the mask. Do I need to wear the mask? Oh, we got to wear the mask because they called him on a hot mic. We got to wear the mask because it's political, you know. I'm not even going to start. Not even going to start with the pandemic. I'm going to leave that alone because people are just can't delete your video.
But it's indicative.
You know what? Y'all don't let that virus get you, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to just leave it like that. It's something out there. It's coming for you. It's live. It's living. It's crawling. It's going to get you. It's in the air. It's in the water. It's going to get you. It makes a good sense, good idea that the Caesars that have always needed your fear to enslave your next generation to be scared of them. Every decision made in fear is a bad decision, but it's a good idea to fear the air, and fear bacteria and funguses and virus. That's a good idea because the Caesars say so. That's going to end well. That's going to end fantastically well for your children and mine too. To do what they say because they're trying to scare you. But it's Donald Trump. We got to get him out of office. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with your oppression. Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with your enslavement. Donald Trump has nothing to do with the fact that your children will be slaves to international billionaires with a social credit score and a digital dollar. He's a dude like you're a dude. Or you're not. You're a woman. I don't know what you are. But you're a fool. You're a fool if you believe the system. You're a fool if you believe a governing corporation will ever have your interest in mind.
When it comes to the time of the questioning...
I can't even look at this. I don't know. I'm trying to watch it, y'all. I don't know if I can watch this. This is good. I can't look at people like this. This bothers me. I don't know. I'm going to try. Y'all want to watch this? I might get upset. I don't take anybody seriously that looks like, unless you grandma. Grandma I take serious look like that. Grandma been abused by y'all for the longest time. Y'all poison her. And speaking of grandma, I ain't helping grandma today. Grandma, stay away from me today. Guess what? I'm eating an American breakfast today, y'all. I had blueberry pancakes. I'm not saving grandma today. I had blueberry pancakes and eggs this morning for breakfast, but I put some peppers from my garden. No masks do not save grandma, but eating like you got some common damn sense do save grandma. But that's why I don't worry about nobody out there. We got to save grandma. My mask is for your protection. No, my food is for my protection, and I eat that so on Fridays I can eat like an American. How you eat every day. if you know what, but here's the deal. I will wear a mask everywhere I go. Outside, in the grocery store, in the house, and on Skype, and I'll wear it. If y'all start eating organic, you start eating raw, you start eating human food, give up all of that and meat, start eating like you got some common damn sense, stop eating cheese every damn way and stuffing all that franken wheat in your belly, causing all the conditions in your body so your immune system doesn't work, so you cultivating the worst viruses and diseases this planet has ever seen, eating glyphosate like it's juice. Killing grandmama getting old. She can't fight off all of the diseases from ignorant eating people who eat to die, but they're okay with dying because it just makes me feel good to eat like an idiot. until grandmama gets sick and dies because you cultivated something that your body was supposed to beat off in hours, and yet you cultivated for a week because you eat like an ignorant fool. See, this is why I probably shouldn't watch this. I probably shouldn't watch it. I probably shouldn't watch it because we all know people who died from this ignorance. Ignorant people who know how to read. They can write, they can do mathematics, but they can't seem to figure out that if they're going to fight nature and you will not eat human food, that you're going to get a whole bunch of people killed. But you're going to think of math. All right, let me see. Now I'm getting upset.
This side of the aisle does not have arguments against Judge Barrett that have any chance of prevailing. I do want to address a couple of the individual points that have been made. So, many of the Democratic senators have talked about Obamacare at great length. At times
See, and this is why I'm doing this, because I like to see the hypocrisy. So, Obamacare is getting people killed, all right? It is disease management. That is not health care. That is not health care. It is disease management, Rockefeller allopathic medicine. You don't go and put a Band-Aid on a business that makes money from making more and more people sick every damn year. You know, and this is my issue with Obamacare from the very beginning. So you want to help people? Teach them how to eat like they're people. Teach them to have people immune systems. Teach them to not have diseases because it makes profit and it keeps you reelected and getting lobbyist checks.
Have been confused, and I thought we were on the Health Committee instead of the Judiciary Committee because it has been such a...
But no, that's not a hit for the Republicans, because if they gave half a damn, they give people the land back, right? If they were a republic, if they actually were there to serve the people, they would give the people the land so people can grow their own damn food instead of people in China, Mexico, Canada, and everywhere else that's taking them big dollars from Bayer Pharmaceutical and Monsanto. If you gave two damns about grandma, you give grandmama her land back because you stole her farm. You stole the farm from her. Well, actually stole it from grandpa because great grandpa, he owned land. Grandmama, you barely even recognize women as citizens today. They barely even recognize them today. So yeah, so it's never a political thing. It's just all bullshit.
Central talking point for every Democrat that if President Trump is reelected, they assert everyone with pre-existing conditions is going to be denied health care and people will be dying in the streets. And I get that's their reelection message.
Hey, Teddy Riley, Teddy Cruz, Teddy, damn. People dying in the streets right now. People dying in the streets right now. People dying in the streets right now from police and unconstitutional law. Not from police, from the unconstitutional laws that they are required to abuse and brutalize people for, that you wrote and they wrote with you. People dying in the streets now from the poison and the pesticides and the water. People dying in the streets now because you still got the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. Because you're keeping that technology from them. You got the technology to feed, house, clothe, and take care of everybody in everybody in the world, let alone the country. But instead, y'all want to get together and have these religious wars to go bomb and blow up other nations and steal their resources. Do everything that Christ told you not to do. Everything. So yeah, people dying in the streets, people dying in the streets, people dying in the lakes, people dying in the grass, people dying in the woods, people dying in other countries, people dying everywhere. Because we're still playing conflict, tribal chimp, as opposed to playing bonobo, collective species work together and use modern technology to move forward.
It's not actually connected to reality. It's not actually true.
Neither is anything you're saying, brother.
Every member of the Senate agrees we're going to protect pre-existing conditions, and I would note...
How about ban creating disease? How about that?
That not one of the Democratic senators who raised that point.
Reviews are in. Customer reviews, 4.6 out of 5. Easy to use, easy to install, a lot of features. I don't even care. It said Alexa. Again, if you were here for the people, you wouldn't be creating devices to watch the people. You'd be creating devices for the people that are killing people. You'd be creating acronym agencies to go rescue children that we're finding all over this country and world that are being held in human trafficking. That's what we'd be doing. We wouldn't be creating Alexa so Gerard can play Bob Marley music when he gets at home. That's not important. What's important is you utilizing your acronym agencies to make sure the next generation isn't being screwed, shot, killed, and chained up in basements. How about that?
very real and catastrophic failures under Obamacare. Obamacare has doubled the profits of the big health insurance companies. Doubled them. Obamacare.
I thought I could do it. Let me skip ahead. I thought he said something. That's too much of a contradiction.
And none of that has anything to do with Judge Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. Approach to health care is as a policy matter.
I don't care about health care. It's not health care, it's disease management.
That it is, one would presume, they have made a determination it's in their political interest to have more felons, more convicted murderers, more convicted rapists, more people convicted of domestic abuse voting. They've made an assessment that that helps their prospects on election day.
Right. So this is about the felons voting, right? Whether or not people who kill one person can vote for war criminals that killed 5 million people since 9/11. That's the question. Whether or not felons who were babies born in a society in which the artificial scarcity laws that you wrote with the ignorant Democrats, y'all got together and wrote these ignorant laws that turn children into warriors. Warriors that will join the Bloods and the Crips for love. Warriors that join skinheads in the Ku Klux Klan to get love. The same child in a trailer park or Appalachian Mountain, the same child in the burial in the ghetto. Those are the felons that we're talking about, whether or not they have a right to vote for the society, the unsociety that you sick psychopaths have made.
They're entitled to make that policy determination, and different states have made different determinations about in what
that's a good determination. It's a good determination because I think there is a professional privilege, there's a professional understanding that somebody that murdered somebody in a bedroom is probably qualified to diagnose somebody that murdered an entire nation, dropped bombs on babies on a regular basis and still comes back to work and smiling, that wants to be reelected instead of dismantling the entire thing and putting something in that's even slightly based in sentience. I'm not mad at Ted Cruz, and I'm just venting. This is why it's hard for me to watch. This is what Lori, I saw what you posted earlier. This is why it's hard to watch, because it's important to watch, but it's hard to watch because they talk around bullshit all the time. Both parties, all they do is talk around bullshit. But that's what politics is. Politics is literally a sociopathic, narcissistic, modelized system designed to rob Peter and pay Paul and ignore the fact that you're creating monsters out of children while you're acting like a monster, blowing up other nations. That's what politics is today.
Circumstances felons should be allowed to vote, in what circumstances felons should not be allowed to vote. I, for one, am a bit puzzled. I'm not sure our democracy is better by changing the law to allow murderers to vote. I'm not sure the operation of the...
I guarantee our democracy would be better if a democracy could be any better, being a mob rule sociopathic system, is if you had a direct democracy where you said, you know what, listen, things getting better because I finally woke up, I did some meditation, and I realized that the people you need to decide these issues, not me. I'm a representative, and I finally realized that the only reason representative government works is because the people are too stupid to take back a system that they can decide for themselves. They aren't 10, they can vote on themselves if they want a war on drugs. They can vote for themselves if they want private prisons. They can vote for themselves if they want to go blow up Syria again. They can vote for themselves instead of giving it to me as a representative. I figured out that I've been played. My name is Ted Cruz, or Teddy Riley, whatever the hell my name is. I've decided that I don't want to be a psychopath anymore, and I don't want to tell you how to live your life. I've decided to return you back to controlling your own government. You'll have your RIC, you'll have your direct democracy. Y'all go ahead and vote on it. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Just give it back to the people and let the people decide. And I'm fine with that. I think the people eventually going to realize that democracy is what Plato said. It's a psychopathic system that always ends up this way. It always ends up in some sort of form of an oligarchy. And the only way to fix it is to actually have a revolution. I think that finally this time, maybe we should be able to figure that out.
Public would be better if Charles...
Hang on. People don't let politicians decide things for you. Don't let political parties decide your positions because you're scared of anyone else, right? So especially if because a lot of my friends who are Christian will follow like Ted Cruz. What I'm trying to convey to you is maybe the things that the United States Incorporated are up to defy everything that Christ taught you. Maybe you're not supposed to bomb babies. Maybe you're not supposed to protect Epstein, and maybe you're supposed to be honest about it. And maybe the representatives who you can't convince me are stupid because most of them are lawyers, they know that if you have a single point of failure in a system, that system will be failed at that point. And as long as you got massive corporations and monopolies that they've decided to no longer fight, that all they got to do is buy 1,000 representatives and they get any law they want. They can have a war on drugs, a war on women, a war on babies. They can ignore pedophilia. They can ignore human trafficking. They can do anything they want to do because you got easy single points of failure. When the people are the ones voting, that's a little bit more of a problem.
Charles Manson had a greater voice in the electoral system, and I would note one of our colleagues.
Charles Manson should have a voice in the election system. Why? Because he was a Manchurian. He was a Manchurian dude anyway. He was in that LSD program. Right? They made Charles Manson. The CIA and MK Ultra. They made the guy. How do you blame people for doing something and you made them into who they are? Right? How do you blame a poor person born in a trailer park that ends up joining the Klan that does things that you starved them into doing? How do you blame kids that you did that to in the ghetto? You can't do that. That's called being ignorant. That's called you removing yourself from responsibility in something that you actually did. You made a monster. You raised a pit bull to be vicious and it goes and bites people. You're going to prison. But you got a government, two political parties that keep raising children to be violent warriors with the 27 warrior genes on, and they absolve all the responsibility. Ain't got nothing to do with them.
Senator Sanders from Vermont, in the course of the Democratic presidential primaries, argued not just felons who are out of jail, he argued that felons in jail, literally Charles Manson, serving a life sentence. Well,
losing my voice.
Senator Durbin may not like that the 14th Amendment explicitly contemplates that if you commit a crime, if you're a felon, you may forfeit your right to vote, but that is in the text of the Constitution.
Okay, I'm done with that. So that's it. So the 14th Amendment, just because you write a law doesn't make it legal. All right? Just because you write a law doesn't make it constitutional. Just because you got it as a law doesn't mean that it's just or it qualifies for the Bill of Rights. You don't get to call somebody a felon because they have black skin or they're a poor white dude that's making moonshine. You don't get to dictate the Constitution. The Constitution explicitly told you what you can and can't do. And the government is doing anything that they want to do. So I disagree with who they call a felon. I disagree with the fact that they're not even a government. They're a corporation that they're owned internationally and their persons owned internationally. That's I can't do it. I wish I could do it. I can't do it. Let me see if I can find something happy. I know I saw something happy to you today. There is good news though. There is good news. There is good news about that Max Kaiser. Remember I told y'all about that yesterday? That there is a digital currency that's being created that we can watch that. That's kind of happy. But the governments are fighting the central bankers. They're not fighting to help us. They're fighting to control us. But anytime the juggernauts are fighting, that's good. This is good news. We found the squid, the giant squid. This was good news. Did y'all see this? Giant squid appeared on the coast somewhere. This is good news. This is important right here. This is important, not that damn election. Who runs it? What is this? No, Google's not good news.
This is a giant squid, measuring in at 12 foot long.
Only 12
If
foot.
12 foot or 3.7 meters doesn't sound that giant to you, that's because this squid, named locally as Heck, is still only young.
That's beautiful.
It's likely the next time it's spotted, it'll be over 40 foot long, and scientists say they can grow even bigger, up to a whopping 60 foot. That's over 18 meters long. It is believed that this giant squid is the first of the season and came as quite a surprise to onlookers at Toyoma Bay near Tokyo. Despite normally sticking to the deep sea, Heck was spotted in the bay on Christmas Eve, giving local divers an early present by allowing them to swim alongside and film for several hours.
Isn't that beautiful? See, to me, like finding things that were lost, finding things that turns out to be real. Ancient sailors who went across the ocean, came back, said the Kraken was out there. They said that they were sea monsters. To me, that's interesting. That actually is like revealing to people what is true. Politics has nothing to do with what's true. All right, I'm gonna do comments and then I'm gonna run. Man, I got to pee. I say way too much. I thought I had my mask on. I'm sorry. Does anybody else do that? I find where's my mask? I got my face diaper. Hold on. Because you know what? The thing is, I put my face diaper on and I'm in the grocery store because I gotta eat. I grow I actually can live off my garden, but I don't because I'm drying food, and eventually I'll probably do a channel for a lot of that stuff. So I'm eating out the grocery store, but when I go to the grocery store, does anybody find that they talk to themselves? Because when I have this on like this, and I got my face diaper on, and I'm cheering the pharmaceutical industry and megalomaniacs that want to shoot cures into me, unnatural, ain't nothing wrong. I talk to myself because I'm walking in the grocery store and I can like talk under my breath, like my lips are moving and I just lower my voice. Is anybody else doing this? Because I have a problem because I'm walking like, lady, I know that you just did not. You just gonna go ahead and put that 2-liter Coke in your thing. And you got a mask on. You know that Coca-Cola is full of carcinogens and sugars, and you ain't saving grandmama with that. Do you know that sugar is a carcinogen and it creates cancer in your body? You know what? Listen, and then she get close and you just, hey, how you doing today? I'm doing great. Hey, all right, I think I'm gonna get in trouble when we stop wearing masks. I used to be able to talk under my breath like, I can't believe that people this stupid, I know I'm gonna get in trouble. I am. Is anybody else? Is it just me? It probably is just me. I talk to myself a lot. I do, because I can't find any people in the local area that got any common damn sense half the time. So there's gonna probably be a great explosion in people reporting people after this is over for talking to themselves while walking around. I know I ain't the only one. I know my friends probably act like I ain't the only one. I know you doing it too. You in the car like, I can't believe this. This is so stupid. Why the hell am I wearing this damn mask? I just came to get some apples. Sir, who are you talking to? oh, dang it. Which is crazy now, because now they're saying that the lockdowns don't even mean nothing at the CDC or the WHO or whoever. And they say the lockdowns ain't even the primary thing. Did anybody unlock? That's a good question to ask. Why didn't they unlock? If they told you that the lockdowns are not the primary fight against the terror, new terrorists, the visible terrorists is coming to get you, the new war on terror to take everybody's rights so they can collect big dollars for them lobbyists for whatever those corporations want from them. All right, some policy is needed for our protection. IMO, rape, murder, pillage. Lori, yep, I'm trying to move the child. I'm trying to raise the vibration. I went a little low. I just went a little low. So I'm gonna try to come up a little bit and shift over. Sorry, I don't know anybody from Indiana. All right, I'm gonna change the music. I'm gonna do comments. We're gonna wrap it up, and then I'm gonna run before I pee on myself. Because apparently we all got daddy issues, and this is why we cling to nanny state governments that's never on our side. It's not even a government, it's a corporation, because we got Goddy issues, because God said he will never leave nor forsake everybody, and he disappeared somewhere, and he ain't even paying no child support. Everybody got issues and they're getting behind this nanny state nonsense. All right. Protesters. What about protesters, Christine? Protesting work? Does that work? Is anybody listening? I used to protest. Like I said, I'm not a protester. I realize it takes me a little while. You push on a brick wall, they literally want you to protest. I'm not a protester. The only thing I don't want people to do is walk away. So go on and walk away. To watch both sides out gaslight one another and call it substantive debate. Yeah, it's all bullshit, so both fine. It's all bullshit. I love using big words though. They just gaslight each other and people get behind it because people got Goddy issues and daddy issues. And it's just like, no, you can be your own. You don't need a woman to be your daddy. You don't need your wife to be your daddy. You could be your own daddy. You could be your own adult. Make up your own decisions. You don't have to be on the left nor the right. You can stand on your own too. Like yesterday. Oh, yesterday was deep. That was the deepest thing I took from yesterday. There's a bunch of deep comments made yesterday, but the thing that I walked away with is how we started out. That in order to stand on your own too, you got to be strong. And they don't raise people to be strong. We don't indoctrinate kids to be strong. We indoctrinate them to be weak. Every generation and make them weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. I think we need to be the final ones to go ahead and put our foot in the gap, put our foot in the anus and say, nah, this is it. We're not gonna let you make weak children out of the next generation. We're gonna be strong. We're gonna reboot back to being our own people, our own adults, making our own decisions, wiping our own face cleaning our own face diapers and wiping our own butts. And the mouths too, get all that, because you got all that fungus is get to growing around it. The fungus get to growing because of face diapers. Ooh, Courtney, you and your mask holes. It's worthless. Agreed, Drew. It is worthless. I just like to look, Lori, every now and then because it's important to see what we're dealing with. Gotta know when I need to run into the woods and go hide out in that bunker. Pretty sure eating chocolate will save grandma some. Yes, I agree, Patricia Hauser. If it is cacao chocolate, if it's cacao, you're good to go. If it's manufactured sugar chocolate, you're killing grandmama. How do you know when a politician is lying? Their lips are moving. That's why they like masks. Oh, because you can't see the lips moving. That's a good point, Cole. That's a good point. I agree with that. Did you get suckered into the International House of Pancakes? No. I did not. I got suckered into blueberry pancakes, Patricia Hauser, because I like blueberry pancakes. They're delicious, and I know ain't no blue nor no berries in there. It's blue. It's not berries. This was the package. It's easy and it's quick because I got slavery and I got to get going. I eat healthy most days, but every now and then I can cheat. Today was my cheat day. I cheated, and I'm not actually hurting grandmama because I don't get sick. I don't get colds, flus, viruses, and none of that nonsense. Which is why I'm not scared to be outside. It's my job to herd immunity, going out there to get these viruses and build up the herd immunity. That's my job. I would go to House of Pancakes. I'll eat the glyphosate every now and then. Keep in mind, the gorgeous Christ Henderson is a GMA. What is a GMA, Lori? I don't know what that is. Cannabis will save grandmama. Yes, it will, Courtney. It'll save everybody. We have a symbiotic relationship with that plant. That's why they ban it on most continents. The news and politics lowers my vibe within minutes. It's literally a negative energy feed machine that changes your state of being. It does, Susan, and it's a thing to laugh at, but it's also a thing to study and realize where we went wrong and where we're still going wrong. When you look at politics and you do a correlation with Atlantis, you do a correlation with Babylon, which is why I keep calling the Rothschild Empire, the Babylonian Empire. We are at the time before God would wipe everything clean. So we are violating this experiment of whatever this God is trying to do with this monkey hybrid thing. So I think it's worth looking at and realizing that, well, wait a minute. So we already probably passed the point where God would wipe us clean. What's going to happen to us? What's coming? Why, if we're not getting a blessing of a reset of a flood, maybe something bad is about to happen. If God said, you know what, I'm not going to reset you with water no more. I'm going to let you go ahead and kill yourself. Us going extinct. What did Riley do, Shindig? Riley posted a link. It's crazy. It's crazy. She posted a link to a public website that you cannot put on Facebook. That's why everybody need to go to Riley profile and go to that website. I have not done it yet. I just saw it this morning. Blueberries and pomegranates covered in dark chocolate. I'm sorry. Ooh, Matthew, what are you sorry about? I loathe pancakes. Smells like me want to puke. Oh, okay. Well, that's you, Coco. No, I love me some pancakes. I love me some pancakes. The Waffle House make the best waffles on the planet. Unfortunately, there's none around me. I only get to eat from Waffle House when I go down south. Love me some Waffle House. Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Amy. Man law is the opposite of divine law. It is, Christine. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. And I think the majority of scriptures are there to try to get people to defy God. That's my position. That's what I was telling somebody yesterday. There's a whole lot of words in these religious books. And usually when you like meet somebody, they got a whole lot of words and they talk around stuff, kind of like how I do. You know, you got to be cautious. You got to be cautious. You know, like Bofon, he's straight to the point. You know, and I think the commandments were pretty straight to the point. I think we only probably need about 4 or 5 of them. Love your neighbor, feed the kids, help each other. None of those are commandments. But basically what they mean is you are supposed to be a creature operating from within an ecosystem that is in a collaborative way, not using power, force, government, Pentagon, laws, or abuse to make other people do what you want them to do. You can heal people, you're supposed to heal them. You can give them the shirt off your back, give them the shirt off your back, or we all die. We follow what Lori just said with the natural laws, rules, or we're all going to die. And I think that's why God's going to fix the planet by flood again. He's going to go ahead and let this play out, and we're either going to figure it out or we're not. This is our last chance. You know, got 3 strikes you out. This is the last strike. Don't know how many floods there were, but this is our last chance. Daniel, good morning. Good morning, Anthony. A 6-foot squid named Heck. I don't know what his name was, Matthew. But yeah, that was from 2015, but I never saw that video. That was interesting to me. I think that all the time. What do you think all the time, Diane? In Europe, they use Coke to clean the car parts. Now, that is interesting, Matthew. That is very interesting. That's the video that we should be posting. If it cleans car parts, it probably does not do good to your second brain and your gut. JP Sears did a good little funny video roasting both red and blue recently, the duel of distortion campaigns and gaslighting. Thank you, Amy Fisher. I will take a look. If you got a link, post a link. You gotta laugh or we'll cry. You gotta laugh through this nonsense. GMA equals grandma. Okay. Oh yeah, because Christ is a grandma. That's right. When I say grandmama now, we talking about Christ. She gonna get upset. But she's an unnatural grandmama because she nasty. Her and Will, Lori. She freaky. I think we need to change some names here because you got Will Lover and you got Will. If I can make names the way y'all make names for me. Will Love Earth is one of our friends, and the other new friend, Will with Christ, is Will Bone Christ. And they said it, not me. This was on Jonathan Close's video, Klaus. That's what they said. Said, all right, I'm not going to go down that route. Be a good person. And that's it, Lori. Good morning, Vernon. Be a good person. That's all you can. That's all you really need to do. Try to be the best you can be. Outbeat you from yesterday, and that's all you need to do. Don't worry about outbeating Matthew. Don't worry about being more than Lori. Don't worry about what Verner is up to. All you need to do is be a better you today than you were tomorrow. And you won. That's success. That's progress. All right. God has decided it's going to be lasers this time. Yeah, Matthew. God, you know what? Whatever God fears about the 0.01%, why it keeps resetting us before the 0.01%, develop too much technology and power, whatever that is. If that's AI, lasers, some sort of human plague getting released, God just finally threw his hands in the air. Like, that's how you know when mama is serious. When mama give you that look like, you know what? All right, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say that. And that's how God is, right? God, you know what? Listen, I resetted y'all a few times with the Aztecs and Aztlan, with Gilgamesh and that flood, and a couple other floods. And I ain't gonna do this again. Knowing that flood, and I'm done. I done told you. Stop killing people. Stop stealing resources. Stop putting things ain't supposed to be going. Cut it out. I ain't gonna say nothing else. I ain't gonna say. You know what comes in? That's what Dad said. Dad said, I ain't gonna say nothing else. Go ahead. Do it again. It's the last run, people. It's the last run. Let's try to get it right this time. I am a listener. Learn more that way. Yes, Werner, listen, but also speak. You also speak. You gotta put yourself out there, right? That's what I do. That's all I do. I throw stuff out there and hit the walls. Constantly throwing stuff out there. Some of it hitting stick. Some of it does not stick. Listen, speak, give your perspective, tell your story, what you've been through, who you've been through it with, and all of that great stuff. And that's how we move forward. I think a good Corbett just got released. I got a pop-up this morning. What was it called? You can tell a good Corbett just by the name alone. What is it called? I got a pop up. Your guide. Ooh, I might even want to watch a little piece of this. Your Guide to the Great Reset. That is going to be an excellent Corbett. He just released that one. I thought it was this morning. October 16th. Yep, that is today. Your Guide to the Great Reset. I can already tell you it's a James Corbett. He's been on this the whole time. He's going to blow it up with that one. You've all heard by now that the Great Reset is upon us. But what is the Great Reset exactly, and what does it mean for the future of humanity? Join James for his in-depth exploration into the latest rebranding of the New World Order agenda and its vision of a post-human fourth industrial revolution. It will be interesting. I can tell you this: ain't nobody gonna escape what's coming. All right. I like your comment too, though. I don't know what you're talking about. Corbett does such a good. He does, Rachel. He does a good job. Corbett does an amazing job. The shame is criminal that he doesn't have a massive following. He's been on it from the Rockefellers, the oil. I mean, his best one was fossil fuels, right? He's been on it. I mean, he came for the Green New Deal. Every time they put something out there, he would go back and do research and put together a phenomenal video. I don't know how the man has the time to do it, but he is by far, he's been on it. And those are people I like to promote. People that demonstrate the ability of prophets. People who looking to do something, do research, look at history, look at human nature and psychology, read the law and say, this is what's going to happen. And then it happens. Either the people are psychic or they actually know what's going on. They got a better grasp of reality than the rest of us. And so I appreciate him for it. He does an outstanding job. Freaking hot flashes. Do you know how to stop those, Lori? Or is it just a woman up thing? Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I was in the wrong conversation. I don't know if it's public. I don't know if y'all know that this is public. Yeah, I don't want to get in that conversation. That's that. I'm just going to get myself in trouble. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to step on something. Right, how is that possible? Well, I think we just keep going through cycles, Rachel. I don't think we pay attention. Like, the little G got the daddy issue. We got daddy issues. We got daddy issues. We got Gotti issues. We got too many people with daddy issues and too many people with Gotti issues. Y'all need to stay at home, raise your children, stop leaving it for women to do, and women stop taking these children from these men. Raise your kids so we don't have children with daddy issues. And people who get too lost in religious dogma accept that things have always been changed. Kings have changed all the scriptures, modified things, and everybody's profiting from the Pope to the Crusaders to the modern pastors and ministers. I mean, some of them are very open-minded, but too many are locked in. Too many are locked in. We need to take everything with a grain of salt, and we got to take every single scripture from the history of time with a whole salt flat, because you've always had CIA, liars, criminals, thieves, and those who are changing history and cultural appropriating it to fit whatever they want to